Okay, so we, the board met with the Ethics Commission, I believe it was in March of this year. I think on the 26th, I believe, March 26th. We had received a copy of a rough draft, like even an earlier version of the rough draft that they presented publicly. And we reviewed it, the board reviewed it, and there were a lot of conflicts, especially with the dates for the deadlines for their reporting of the candidate. That the candidates would have to submit reports to the Ethics Commission.
Okay.
And those dates and the timing of those dates conflicted with the election process itself. Okay. So, just for an example, and I believe a lot of those same dates were in place with this current version of the Ethics Commission's rules and regulations.
Okay.
So, what would happen is, just as an example, as a basic example I could give, would be if a candidate was required to submit a preliminary report or their very first report, according to the Ethics Commission's proposed deadlines for such a report. There would already be a lot of things that would have taken place with the election process itself by the time that candidate would have submitted their report. And based off what that report had said, if there was a complaint that was issued, to say, hey, Ethics Commission or whomever, you need to investigate this, there could have been a lot of things that could have been put on hold. And the voters themselves, there was a possibility that, we would have to, recall, ballots to like absentee voters that we have sent out, because depending on what the Ethics Commission, felt or what they ruled, if a candidate was going to be eligible or ineligible, well, then we would have to recall those ballots that we had sent out and sent out a completely new set of ballots. So that was one of the major conflicts that the board seen right off the bat. That we knew that it was really going to, start causing a lot of hoops for everybody to have to jump through.
Okay.
So one of our attempts in the version that we presented to the council was to reconcile that conflict with the way that the deadlines for the reporting process for the candidates, how that would take place, when those deadlines would be, and we believe we've done that. We believe we've accomplished that. We had a meeting with them March 26th of this year, and we presented those concerns that we had.
Okay.
And they said, well, we're not even sure this is, final yet, but we were like, the board was attempting to actually help the Ethics Commission.
Right.
They were like, hey, these are some concerns we have. If you guys, can look at these and maybe we can get something worked out, well then, there's a possibility that this could work.
Okay.
But that follow-up discussion after that initial conversation never happened. The Ethics Commission went on ahead and did what they did and kept everything basically the same. And that's what we wanted to really, the main point we wanted to bring across was just, we wanted to get away some of the conflicts. We didn't want to cause confusion to the voters. And we believe that this was just the best way to reconcile all this and to have it, underneath one entity.